सर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और ग्रास रूट डेवलपमेंट को लेके डीडीसी का क्या प्लान है, मतलब मैं आगे चल
We
के?
are in this process of actively engaging with some organizations, be schools, be government bodies, where we're trying to include grounds into our ecosystem for uh, setting up certain uh, high performance centers across the city. There are two that are already active. We're trying to expand that slowly so a lot more inclusion happens on a daily basis.
Sir, players like Digvesh Shardi and Priyan Charya, who played last year very well, but now they are coming with a experience playing against a world-class experienced player in the IPL. So how do you look and Delhi Capital and DDCA won the best pitch award in the IPL 2025 season. So tell something about it.
See, after being assessed for the best pitch and ground conditions, and all the players who got an opportunity after the Delhi Premier League season last year and were picked by franchises in the IPL, when they come back, it's not only giving back to the state, but it's also the other players when they share the dressing room, etc. There's a lot that you learn out from, and it is such players that actually enhance the quality of the game and cricket that is being played because the experience that they've gained playing at another level.
What is the case about Mayank Yadav? He's not in the auction, and so
See, Mayank is recovering.
yeah, he's not
He
available.
he still is. He's what we've been informed that he's out. He's out from his treatment and he's in a recovery protocol, which would continue for a few weeks. And if at all he's available and load management etc. is something that will be have to be seen because he's a capped player and he's going to be looked after by the experts at NCA. So it's something that recovery, rehab, and fitness. Till the time we don't get a clearance, we will not be looking at it. And availability of players, I'm pretty sure that every player who is available and committed to playing will certainly be coming into play some games, is what happened.
Which is ahead of bringing two teams. I mean, there were talks of retention. Initially, the talk was of having around four players, but then it was reduced to
See, the retention of four players was never something that was discussed. It was more like a rumor which was being apprehended based on what happens in other leagues and at different level. Since last year, there was a player draft which had happened. It had to be followed by a full auction this year. Therefore, the idea was that if we add two teams now, it is an opportune time because there's a larger window because now there'll be a mini auction and it will spiral on into a circular way thereafter. So intent was to do a mega auction with minimum retentions possible so everyone gets a fair field to pick players out from. And what you see till now, there's been a very good division of players across the marquee and your first class cricketers in between all the teams.
how has been the reaction of the existing franchises when it comes to
Oh, they've been very supportive.
because initially I believe there were some apprehensions.
There were no apprehensions. It was something that actually was brought up by them at a discussion meet, and they have always been very supportive about the same. And there have also been no queries on the retention or the right to match policies that were brought about. There were no complaints, queries, or anything to that effect also.
So since there has been increase of two teams, so definitely more matches will be played in the league stage this time. Last time we had we need to due to rain a semi-final was abandoned. So do we see in
See,
future that
our,
we
our,
reserve
our, our
the
schedule will follow out tomorrow after the auction is completed. And how we are tentatively trying to work is that we're going to try and keep reserve games in the latter half of the semi-finals and the final stage. But league matches we are scheduling in a manner that we don't get hampered by the rain. So we've been tracking the weather also, and we're hopefully going to try and schedule it once most of the rain is behind us.
So my question was that since there are more teams right now, so do we see
We would-
semi-finals this time or playoffs?
We'll inform you.
Rohan sir, what's your plan for adding two teams in this season? We saw there are new two teams came.
See, the idea behind the addition of the team was a purely expansion of a base where more players get an opportunity. Because what we realized last year is that there's just a lot of players out there who go through the rigors of the league and the performance at different levels within the state. And the appetite for having two teams on the men's side certainly was visible. Therefore, we wanted to ensure that we try and explore that opportunity, and we've successfully been able to add two teams which would give more opportunity to players to perform, is what the sole idea was.
And uh, what about the fans? Any message for the fans who are supporting these new two teams?
We saw last year that there was a lot of fan engagement and a lot of outreach which had happened, and hopefully we're going to try and take off from where we stopped last season. And we are seeing that a lot of appreciation has been received, with a lot more players going under the hammer. What we did this season also is that the players who come up in the auction list from our club level cricket has been multiplied to 3 times of what it was last year. So they have a much larger pool. So when you see the last category going into auction today, it's just a larger pool of players who've performed on merit and are here for an auction. So it's just at a point where you see a lot of players now wanting to play day-to-day cricket actively in order to, with an end goal, to play for the state at some point of time, and also at the Premier League.